Welcome back to the Profitable Programmer. We just covered squares and how to make functions and how to put different arguments in those functions. So we just touched on arguments. Now in this video, we're gonna do math with Python, but we're also gonna do it in a little bit of a different way. We're gonna do math in a little bit of a visual way as well, okay? So I've already shown you how to do division in Python. So for example, if I do print 120 divided by 2, what do you get? Let's go to the console and you're going to get 60, right? You see that over here. What if I do 120 divided by 4 and I hit run? You get 30, okay? And what if this was a decimal, like 120.5 or something? You're going to get 30.125. Now, if you didn't want, let's say you wanted to round it up to a nice number, round it down to a nice number, you could also put 2 division signs, and what it'll do is it'll just round it down to something simpler. So this way it makes it look a little bit cleaner if those decimals at the end aren't important to you, okay? So there's a 2, you can do division like this as well with the 2 slashes. This is how you would normally do it, okay? And then another one I wanted to show you is, let's also try it with this guy, right? Visually. So you see we made the square in half. Now what if I wanted to do multiplication? You can. It's very simple. So this is going to essentially turn into 240, right? And it's going to give you this giant big square. Cool. I can now make another small square inside of it and do divided by, I don't know, 2 again. So it's going to first make a big square and then it's going to make like a smaller square within that, right? So you can even think maybe you can make a chessboard, you can make a checkerboard, you can make a grid, and making a grid in a video game is something that you always need, and then your character can go along the x-axis or the y-axis and you can do all kinds of cool stuff, okay? So already start thinking about the applications of this. Like, don't just watch what I'm doing and just be like, oh man, it's just I can just make a square. No, think ahead. If you can make a square, you can make chess, you can make checkers, you can create shapes of homes. You can start making little games that have shapes that are based on shapes, or you can later make full-on video games that have X and Y axis and or full-on 2D video games where you can walk forward and walk and go up and down. So think about, you can soon maybe make games like Snake, right? So it's really, really cool, and keep these applications in mind all the time when you are doing this stuff. There's something else. There's something called modulo division. So let me ask you what happens when I do print 50 mod 5. What happens here? If I do 50 modulo 5, this is not, it looks like a percentage sign, but it's not. It's basically you're doing modular division. I'm going to get back, if I go to the console, I get back a 0. So what this means is the remainder. Okay, what is left over? Now, if I do something like, because let me make it simpler, right? Let me make it really simple for you. Let's turn this into 10 and let's do 5. 5 goes perfectly into 10, so there's nothing left over. You have 5, 5 again, nothing left over. But if I did something like 3, does 3 go perfectly into 10? No, right? It goes 3, 6, 9, and then it falls short by 1. So what's the remainder you're going to get here? You're going to get 1, right? So that's how modular division works. Something important to keep in mind, because later when we make games, things like that, modular division could come in handy, and regular division and multiplication are going to be used quite a bit. Okay, maybe you want to turn your screen into half. Maybe you want to take a size of an image and turn it into fourths so it fits in top left of the screen, or you want to take an image and make it bigger, or you want to make the font size bigger, then maybe multiplication can also help there when you're creating your blog. With that said, that's it for this video. We covered math, basic math with Python. And in the next video, we're going to jump into conditionals. Okay, and this is going to be exciting because now you can start to become intelligent and do stuff like if, then, and your programs can now have a little bit more logic to them. So I'm excited, and I'll see you in the next video.